We're live.
Hey everyone, is there anybody out there? Let's see where we are.
Here we are.
Awesome. Okay, just going to share this out and then okay. Hi everyone, this is Neelam Suman, and you probably all know me as the person who runs Less is More. I am the director of Less is More, and I've been running Less is More since 2017. Although I've been for those who don't know, I've been doing the whole Kizomba thing since 2006. So the experience I have has led me up to Less is More. But last year, I introduced something called Ladies at the Round Table, a seminar dedicated for women, a safe place where everyone could have a conversation. Out of that, I decided that this year it's important that we get other people involved. And nothing brings me more joy than the women that I'm going to have as part of the team, Less is More, for the coming year. So I'm going to pass it over to the next person who's going to introduce herself, and then we're going to go on to our hot topic. So I'm going to pass you over to Danny.
Hey everyone.
Danny there.
Hi. Hey honeys. So if you don't know me, I'm from all the way in the bottom, from Plymouth, where nobody ever goes. I tend to go to everybody else. I'm currently just helping teach down here, down in the southwest, as well as starting to perform now. I've just joined a team to help perform. I joined Neelam this year after attending the event myself last year. I think it's very important to bring ladies together. I think it's very much forgotten about now. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about myself. I think that's a lot of it. Am I passing on to Marta? Sorry guys, I'm so useless at this.
This is fine.
Everyone knows this about me though, so it's all good.
So I guess we're passing on to me, right?
I'm moving to America.
I'm not going to spotlight because I just want to, I love sharing the floor with all of you. My name is Marta Smith-Cruz. I am in Detroit, Michigan, and I'm really excited to be a part of Less is More. I have been, oh gosh, I've known Neelam for several years from when I was working over in London and before this from social media. But I'm really excited to be part of the team. We had an amazing time last year in Portugal, and it's really unfortunate that we haven't been able to join this year due to COVID, but hey, it's okay. Everything happens for a reason, right? So there's a reason to wait and make things bigger and better for next year. I am a Kizomba instructor here in Detroit alongside with my partner, and we have a team, and we do have a school. We have weekly classes. We put on events, and one of the things we really enjoy doing is supporting other events such as Less is More, so that we can raise awareness to the overall fundraising effort that we're doing and bring awareness to cancer patients and the things that this organization is doing in order to support that. So I don't know, what else, Neelam, what else?
Well, we can tell you all that there is one more person who's going to be joining us. Unfortunately, she's having technical issues, and that's okay. So we're going to just take the floor for now. And first, let's find out who's there. So let's get some high fives, please. Can we get some comments to show you that you're there, you're with us, you're supporting us on this live chat? So let's get a couple of highs. Who's there? Come on, let's have a look at some names. Who's watching us? Who is around? Let me see.
Oh, I've got Hi.
Okay. Let's do a couple of shouts. We've got a Karen with us. Hello, Karen. We have Maribel. Hello. And why can I not see all the names? It says two other people, but I have no idea who they are because one of them says Facebook user and there is like absolutely no picture. So, so someone who's not my friend but is Marta's
Amanda
friend.
Holly. Amanda Holly is on. Karen is one of our team members, our team leaders in Detroit. Danielle
Awesome.
and Daryl Peterson, our awesome videographer, for our videography, for our
Yes,
video.
Daryl.
We have a Maribel Torres. So, hey,
Awesome. Okay, girls. All I can say to you, all of you right now is please share so you can create your own watch with your friends. So the more we have, the better this will be for us. And you're probably wondering, well, what are you guys going to do on live? And you know what we're going to tell you right now is that the whole idea is to generate meaningful conversations, like real deep, raw conversations, not like that sugar coated stuff that you would read. And the ones that we kind of put as a status to say, yeah, there's a lot of unity going on and blah, 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 blah. But like the real core about stuff that I've seen and heard and experienced myself over the years. And one of them is women against women. So, where do we begin with this women against women? Well, the other day I was reading an article about this and I was trying to make sense of the whole stuff because I've obviously gone through a few experiences myself. And I'm willing to share those stories and I will later on as we come along the conversation. But what was interesting is there was a lot that we have to learn. There's two folds to it for me, actually. One was about power of self and power as one. When I say power as one, I mean about women with women. And what was interesting in this article is that it spoke about how women, when you are on the same level, when you're on the same playing field as another woman, as in you're a woman, I'm a woman. You dance, I dance. Okay. Because we have a lot of that in common is brilliant. And what I noticed from experience is that over time, when someone's differences is leveraged, as in, let's say, for example, those two dancers, one has become a teacher. The status of that starts to rock. And that's where I've noticed there's a lot of conflicts that tend to happen. And that was really interesting that as I continue to read the article, I promise you at some point I will tell you where I read this article. But what was really interesting was it wasn't necessarily about the achievement the other person was making, but it was more about the one who wasn't achieving the same level. And so we have questions out there like, is it about ourselves and what we're going through? Well, yeah, maybe. You know, if we're not at the same level, then what is it that we're particularly upset about? And that's where we're going to ask you to share your stories with us. Okay. Now, I know that the fourth person, is she ready? I'm just getting a message. Is the fourth person with us yet?
No, not yet.
All right. Okay. All right, we'll wait for her. So we'd like to hear from you. Have you ever had an issue with another woman? What was it over? Was it actually even spoken about? Because sometimes it can be such a subconscious activity. You just kind of like rule yourself out from each other. You distance yourself for no particular reason. And it's that kind of way that we feel, oh gosh, you know, like I haven't spoken to this person forever, and we don't have anything in common. Share your stories with us. Okay, so I'm going to ask Danny or I'm going to ask Marta, whoever, have you got a story where you felt that there seems to be some kind of a conflict with another woman, whether it's, you know, whatever the reasons are, what can you share with us? Who would like to go with that one? Anyone got a short story? Doesn't have to be that drastic. Anybody?
Well, I think that this is something that's really common, even outside of dance, right? So this applies to all, like you said, all levels. In the workplace, I think it's very common for us to encounter conflicts like that, where we'll support each other to a certain extent, but as soon as there's an opportunity to advance, then that opens the door for that kind of, I'll say, backstabbing, right? Or working against each other instead of supporting each other. I mean, we all know that it happens in the dance community. It's not a secret. You know, whether we're trying to steal somebody's partner or, you know, talking down about teaching style or body shaming. I mean, this crosses a lot of lines. So I think it's just very common. I think every one of us has probably had an experience like that.
Yeah, definitely. Danny, do you have a story that you're probably trying to remember? If not, I actually have one.
I don't know if I have a story, but I think, yeah, I agree with Marty. Like, it kind of happens to everyone in some kind of way. And I think, personally, for me, I think most people know, I look a lot at myself, and I look at these things. And when we say, like, women against women, is it them that's competing against us, or are we competing against them without realizing? Like, where does the competing come from? Do you know what I mean? Like, where does that line stand? Are we looking at them thinking we're lower, or are they looking at us thinking they're higher? Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I think it's a very fine line how we look at it. Like I said, look at myself a lot. So I try and think, is there anything I can change to pull myself away from that kind of feeling that somebody else may think that they're better than me, or that kind of feeling.
Absolutely. Thanks very much, Danny, for sharing your thoughts on that one, and Marta, thanks very much for sharing your thoughts on that. People out there, we want to hear from you as well. We want to know, why do you think this tends to happen quite often? You never see so much of a man. I mean, already there's women are a disadvantage against men, and then they've got a disadvantage against women as well. So we want to hear your stories, particularly in dance, when it comes to women against women. And it doesn't necessarily have to be some kind of competitiveness. It could be even to do with the way that you respond when you've been asked to dance. You know, what tends to happen in your environment. I like to hear from some of you out there. So if you have any thoughts, please do share. But before asked to dance, you know, what happened there?
We had technical difficulties, but we have to make an introduction. So we are bringing on Amrita. Amrita is joining us. Technical difficulties, you know, they keep us from moving forward at a fast pace. So let's give her a second and introduce herself and tell us a little bit more.
Hi everyone, this is Amy Amrita from India. So I have my parties in dance school. I've been teaching for quite some time now, about 3 years in my city, Chennai. And I'm really excited to be part of this amazing team, because my work so far has mostly been involved with motivating more women to join into the dance community here, because in India, the cultural differences are, conditioning is in such a way that women are not very free to be joining any dance, especially a partner dancing or anything that easily. So my work has always been involved to remove those hesitations and motivate more women to join in, of all shapes and sizes and colors and backgrounds, so anybody can dance. Over to you, Martha.
So we were just continuing a conversation. I want to give a couple of shout outs as we're getting some comments. Harini Sarma, Paola Uribe, Elaine McGowan, some people from Less is More Team, and men from London, Debbie Wiggs. We have so many friends all over the world. It's awesome. Yeah, so we were just continuing the conversation. Neelam started the topic about how sometimes we can experience that women are against women, that we don't empower each other and help each other to succeed. That's kind of my take on the topic. And so we were kind of just looking to see if any of our viewers were wanting to share, or if you had an experience that you wanted to share with the team.
Well, my experience has been Yes, I agree to Martha. I was listening to your conversation on Facebook Live while I was having the technical difficulties logging in. So yes, in the work front, I have faced similar situations, but actually I've gotten pretty lucky when it comes to dance front, because here, because in and around Asia, especially in India, there's such less women instructors and women empowerers in the community, that whenever I've tried or wanted to do something, I've actually received a lot of encouragement and support from many other cities, and I've had that, and I've been lucky in that front, because we're lesser women here. That's the only advantage, because of the gender numbers, pure numbers. So whenever a woman has tried to do something here, so yeah, there were. In fact, I have actually received more opposition from the men folk, but but women actually have been very generous in their support here in India, I would say. I first started out also with a female teacher in my salsa community, and then now that I have my team, my partner Harini, she's online. She's a girl, and she's been my biggest support system. And yes, quite a bit of that. So I would say I've been lucky in that front. Danny.
So, Neelam, do you want to go on with your story?
Yes. Let's okay, so folks, I know it's very difficult for me when I've gone on stream where I'm watching myself and where we are in direction, and then I'm looking at my iPad and thinking who's online and who do we need to say hello to. So if I've overlooked your name, I do apologize. This is a big love to everybody who's joining, and all I can say is keep sharing, keep putting in a message to tell us that you're here and you're present. And if there's anything that perhaps you want to share, let us know. If you have any questions you want to know as well about us or the Less is More project, please do write that question down. Now, before we progress and we're finding out a little bit more about what is going on out there about helping others as women, and what your thoughts are about that, I'm just going to take us back to a little bit about less is more and what is the values of less is more. And what was interesting is that even though I've been doing it for a while, I think there's always like an oversight of what is less is more. Initially, when I did less is more, it was a dance, just a dance choreography actually in 2017. And I wanted to, I actually, my whole purpose of doing that was to support women and to raise money for Macmillan Cancer Support. So Less is More does support charities, and at the moment I have cancer support, but we are looking to expand, and I've had a lot of people reaching out to me for joining, attaching their charities to Less is More. So that's wonderful. If you do have a charity that is very dear to you, I know that we tend to have very commercial type charities out there. So if you have something a little bit more local, something that really has a voice, we're welcome to hear that as well as a charity that we can include into our Less is More site where people can donate. So if you have something like that, it would be better not to just throw it into comments, but to email us. And the email can be found on our lessismorefoundation.com site. So if you were to go onto Less is More Foundation and you put in your subscription, we'll know that you've signed up. But can someone drop our email address into comments, lessismoreteam@gmail.com. So someone can drop in the email. That's where you can send your charity that is very dear to you. Explain to us what it's about. Please let us know if it's a registered charity and what your aim is in terms of a target for that charity. And we'll do the best that we can do to include that into our website. So that is one of the things about Less is More, is that not only are we just doing a dance routine, what makes the difference is that we are continuously supporting other things that need that continuation of support. So when I did this choreography, going back to that, for me, it was about making sure that any woman was able to take part. And I want to be really clear about that, because for me, it's about any age, any size, okay, any race, and whatever your cultural background is. It encompasses all of that. And you'll notice that my first Less is More had women from the age of as young as 21 all the way. I think the oldest one was probably about just 60 plus. And it was incredible. There was no, what we encourage from the moment that someone books is that we encourage being inclusive. We encourage that inclusivity of being within, being together, appreciating one another, and also helping them to develop. And the other part of Less is More was the fact that I wanted to keep the respect of the culture. So the idea was to keep maintaining the elegance of the dance. And so when you see the choreographies, they are simple and they are elegant. And I also, and what came out of that was the dress sense. Okay, now personally, I don't mind what anybody wears, but to encourage something that I wanted to display as a dance means that I have to come away from some of the stuff. And one of them was the making sure that women wore something that looked very elegant. And therefore, I introduced, right, if you're going to be part of Less is More, your dresses have to be around knee length, and you have to wear the belt. And that was my rule. In 2017. I've relaxed a little bit, but I can assure you, if you look back at the videos, no one is running around naked. Okay? And so,
Neelam, can I interrupt you for a second?
Just to go for it. Yeah.
Background, because I think there probably are some viewers that don't know what Less is More means and what it stands for. So maybe we can back up a little bit. And you've talked about how you had the first choreography. Was it 2017? No.
Yeah, it was 27. Yeah, 2017.
Because next year is the edition 4. So maybe you can talk about what it actually means. What is Less is More as it relates to Kizomba?
Yes. Okay. Good question, Marta. It helps me to get back on track. So, folks, Less is More is literally what I used to say a lot of when I was doing my classes, and it has a lot to do with the Jinga movement, so the woman's body movement, and it doesn't have to be overly exaggerated. And my constant education around doing the body movements is the same. Every woman, I believe, has their own natural movement. Okay, so you don't have to be aspiring to be exact model of a teacher that you look up to, an instructor that you may look up to, or a dance artist an art that you look up to. We have our own innate way of moving, and so my body workshops were based on looking at your own micro muscles and how we can develop those and get them to a point of moving in a natural way, and that's where the word itself, Less is More, came from. Okay, so if you ever hear that, you'll hear it in my classes, and you'll probably hear lots of other women now who use this terminology in their classes.
Awesome. Do something which feels natural to you. You know, less is more. The lesser you move, the more. Oh wow!
Yeah, exactly. And I think, Amrita, this takes us naturally onto the conversation that we had in our private group about the respecting the culture. So if you want to take the board on that one, thanks.
Yeah, we are here today, whatever you and I and everyone else who's enthusiastic about this Kizomba culture we have here is we owe it to what? African culture. We owe it to the Black culture. We are here doing what we are doing. We are teaching, and we are being passionate about this beautiful dance form. Where does it come from? We are able to do our jobs because of the Black culture, right? So it only makes sense that we stand in solidarity with our African Black brothers and sisters out there who are fighting a movement, going through some terrible times, which has always been there, but now it's being addressed, and all we can do is show our support to them. This is the time that we do it.
Absolutely. Amen to that one, Rita, definitely. Marta, do you have anything you want to say on that at all?
No, I just think that it's important for us to really stand in solidarity as women of color, as women that are, like Amrita, like Amy said, that are able to do our jobs due to a culture and dances that come from the Black community, from African communities, from it's a touchy subject here, right? So we just want to stand in solidarity, and that we stand for equality and stand in unity with our brothers and sisters.
Danny, do you want to say anything on that matter as well? It'd be great to have your thought as well.
Yeah, no, I disagree with what everybody said. I think it's really important to remember, like we said, where it comes from. I think it's very easily to like see the commercialized side of dancing and kizomba and just sort of any kind of dance from that stream, you know. I think it's forgotten about where it actually came from a lot of the time with the new, without trying to step on toes and broach another subject, with the new kind of streams that you have from the original like samba, etc. I think we forget about it a lot, but it's, as long as we bring it back to, I think, for me as well. So
yeah, whenever we learn or even teach about kizomba, we cannot do that without touching up on the subject of Black history. So in fact, even salsa bachata also has a lot of other, many Latin dance forms have Black roots, African roots. So yeah, it's something that we should all today at least take a moment to think and start listening more.
That is so important. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Amrita. Thank you, Marta. I really like that idea. I think this is definitely a period that we have to start listening, really start listening. And I'm talking about active listening, not that cosmetic type listening where we just kind of run and it goes past our head and it's not so meaningful. And I think this is the other reason why we've started our live discussions and hot topics, is to start addressing some of the things as we lead up to the next year's Less is More. Now, next year's Less is More, less is more. You'll see that it's on. We're gone to May, so fingers crossed if everything is running okay with the whole COVID-19 and we're coming out of the worst part of it. And flights start to resume, we would love to see as many of you around the world joining us for Less is More Volume 4, which should have happened this year. It will be next year on the 28th, 29th, and the 30th of May. Now, if you want to know about what you can get as a package deal, you can always go on to our Less is More group on Facebook. Okay. In there, you'll find the event, and we will certainly put up the event one more time, bring it up to the top, and it'll tell you everything that you can get for being part of Less is More. And one of them is the t-shirts, Less is More, which at this point, Danny and I have been able to pull it out. Marta and Amrita, they've got it hidden somewhere, probably amongst all of their like junk somewhere. But I'm sure next time, at some point, they'll bring it out and they'll be able to wear it. Okay.
We have a comment in there, and actually it's from Jennifer Benavides, who is also in the UK. I met Jennifer, oh my gosh, several years ago. I think it was in Vegas at one of the festivals. And so Jennifer, your comment was that you were here to get schooled on Kizomba, and we're really not talking about Kizomba today. We're talking about the Less is More event, which is going to take place in Lisbon. It's for us, I think it's Memorial Day weekend. So May 28th through the 30th in Lisbon. And we want all the ladies to be able to come and enjoy. We will put like a sample agenda up in the group to tell you the things that have been done in the past and what we did last year, what we had planned for this year. we're really emphasizing on something that we created called Ladies at the Round Table. So we are the Ladies at the Round Table today. However, Ladies at the Round Table is a panel that leads a discussion on sensitive topics just such as this one. So I know you wanted to know our name. So you know me, you know Neelam, Amy, who is in India, and then Danny, who is in the UK as well. But we want to make sure that, you know, that we address the topics. And one of the topics for Ladies at the Round Table would be something like this. Are we really helping each other as women? And what are your thoughts? Jennifer, since you're also an instructor and you travel around the world teaching and going to congresses and just going, you know, to dance, social dance, you know, do you have an experience that you've had where you have felt that as a woman, as an instructor, that you have not felt solidarity or that you have not felt support as a woman? And have you had other women kind of put you down or do anything like that? So those are the kinds of things that we want to talk about, right? And we're just kind of here to facilitate that today. Our goal today was not to oh, okay. She says she has an online show and she'll be bugging for us to be on it. We would be honored. We'd be honored. Because the goal of Less is More is really to empower as many women to come and participate, because yes, it is Kizomba based, Kizomba Semba based, and talking about how your natural movement is your movement and that you don't have to be super extra and add things to it that will not make it Kizomba anymore. So I'm really big on that.
A bit about my experience, because I think it touches, like, my time in Portugal last year kind of touches on what our topic is today of, are we really helping each other as women? So guys, as some people know, like, I attended Less is More last year in Lisbon, and it was really great. I didn't know anybody when I flew out there. I'd spoken to Neelam online, and that was literally about it. Everybody thought I was crazy, but when I got there, I just made friends easily. I stayed with Neelam and Marta, and I just made friends so easily. When I went there, I wasn't so confident. I wasn't really sure, like, how I felt about everything, like dancing and stuff like that. There was one day that actually opened it for me, opened my mind to so much more, because it was one of the workshops that Neelam had arranged for all of us. And it actually brought all the women together, I thought. And we didn't have to say too much about what had happened in our lives or bring up too much, really. It was just the sense of feeling that each other was there, and that, like, they were touching you inside when they didn't even know you. It was like, literally, I remember saying, it was like all of us were meant to be there at that time. Like, so it was just amazing that all these women could come together, all together, could just support each other in that way. It was really good. So you should definitely do that.
Thank you so much, Danny. Can you all hear me on live? Like, when I'm talking, I don't know if I've just ended up muting myself or not. Like, how does this work? Okay, no, I don't think I have. If you can hear me, give me a high five on comments. Can you hear me, people? Or am I just talking to myself?
So we have a response from Jennifer. Okay. So Jennifer's comments is girls, ... Teaching for over 20 years. There is good and bad all over. Overall. The trouble is not with the girls, it's the boys. So this is interesting. This is very interesting. This is very interesting. I wish we could we could bring Jennifer on if she wants to talk about that. That's something that we want to do in the future. We want to have, as we have our weekly discussions, which we haven't really announced yet, but we are going to be having these weekly maybe bi-weekly discussions. There's a lot of stuff going on now. And things are starting to open up. I know in Europe it's open, and we're starting to open here in Detroit. They just opened phase 2. On the East Coast, they're going to be starting their phase 2 opening, I think this week, like in DC and New York and stuff. So There's a lot of things happening, but these are the kinds of discussions that we want to have. These are the kinds of discussions that we have at Ladies of the Round Table. So yeah, it would be great to see more of your comments on this. If anybody else has comments on this, please, we invite you to share with us because I know that the men are sometimes trouble, and this is capitalized boys in capital letters. So that, to me, that feels like a symbol of maturity, right? What kind of behavior are we experiencing from the boys versus the men? Yeah, so those are really good comments, that really good experiences that we want to hear about. Let's see. So yeah, go ahead. You're on mute, so I can unmute you. Okay,
no, I didn't. So no, I have something interesting to say about like are we women helping each other. Whenever I go to parties or festivals or anywhere, I see some of these really amazing, I don't know, for me it feels pretty empowering experiences in the ladies' washrooms. The amount that we support each other with makeup, with wardrobe malfunctions and whatnot, on a crazy amount of dancing, a night of dancing, do you want a tissue or something like that, it would be really amazing to see that kind of support, which we just restricted to the washrooms, even, that level of support, even outside, even in the dance community, on the dance floor. And yeah, that's something, what we do in there, in the green room, and while getting dressed for our shows, and how we are like literally stitching each other up and putting each other together. That's a very nice thing to see and experience, that how literally every single woman is building up another one, and pretty selflessly. And but that's the physical representation of what I would like to see, or what I think we all would love to see outside. And that's what I think what does. It actually builds everyone up and stitches the stitches, or helps with the wardrobe malfunctions, the figurative ones. We support each other, right?
Yeah, that is really important. And I think also one of the things where I think I can relate to that is, in the washroom, you meet certain people because it's not so loud. You can actually exchange words and understand each other. One of the things is like bringing in, giving comfort to other women that are just starting their dance journey. So super important, because I know that, like, for me, I enjoy going and dancing with beginners, whether I'm leading or following, it doesn't matter. I really want to make sure that we're very inclusive. And that's something that's still kind of difficult for people here. Sometimes they don't want to dance with other women, but I think as leads, they don't want to follow a woman. But I think that that's changing here. If you take me back 3 years, it was completely different than when it is now.
Oh, yeah, it absolutely is, because when I started amateurs, and then I had the first ladies team of India performing Jinga, a Kizomba routine, a Kizomba Urban Kids mix. And then I started leading, and I was also one of the first women who started leading in India. So I really had a lot of women coming and asking me for dances, which is actually a rare scenario in this country, because there are less women already and there are men everywhere, and there are men waiting in the line to dance. So, I did piss people a lot because they're like, oh, we've been here waiting to dance for a very long time, and there are women asking to dance with you. But the cultural difference is what is responsible for that, is because, women are not here are not very comfortable to immediately start, like beginner dancers, like what Martha said. They're not very comfortable immediately dancing with a new guy, or the first time that they've met, and they're more comfortable dancing with a female in there. So and that's something which we could really, and that gave me an opportunity to actually talk to those women and tell them that it's all right. You don't always need to ask me. And that made a lot of other men to come and start asking me for classes. So that, hey, maybe she's leading and she's getting asked for dances. So let me find out what she's up to. So that was a very interesting experience. And then again, a woman trusting a woman to lead her, and a woman making the other woman comfortable into introducing her into a partner dancing forum is also a great example of women helping each other.
Yeah, we definitely have to come out of our comfort zone, step outside of it, and be patient with ourselves and each other. That's something that's like my common statement in class: be patient with yourself and each other. So I wanted to go back to the comment from Jennifer, and I think I'm going to share my own experience. So when I first started teaching, I was teaching by myself, and then I had a couple of students a couple of fellows that would assist me. And anytime that I was going to teach at a festival or a weekend or whatever, or just in class, I would try to use them as much as possible because of what you said. It helps you progress. I think that assisting an instructor in class is a great opportunity to grow. I give them a voice, right? I want them to express what they're feeling and how they're feeling about it. And I want them to share that with me and then maybe with other female students that might be struggling. But back to Jennifer's comment, I want to say that when I have seen a lot of partnerships where the woman was not empowered to really teach. And this is a whole nother topic of discussion, but I can say that from my experience, I have not felt that. And that's something that if you guys are looking for a partner, if there's anybody out there that's looking for a partner, you really have to make sure that your partner is going to allow you to be successful as an instructor. Because as an instructor, we have to both lead and follow. We have to be able to teach both sides of the steps, right? And I want to say I have had a very positive experience with my partner, and I really encourage other women. If you're looking for a practice partner, you're looking for a partner to do performances with and things like that, you really need to do your homework. Make sure that you understand that person. Make sure that you are not going to be belittled, that you're not going to be put in the shadow because you're the woman and he's the man. So I just want to say that I think that's very important, and that separates the boys from the men, right? So we have, nobody wants to respond to that. We have, let's see, female teachers are not given enough credit. We can comfortably do both parts. We are safe. Yes, absolutely. So more comments.
While you folks,
members from Detroit. Hi, ladies, Maria and Andrea. Jennifer Cannon, hey, from Texas.
Awesome. Okay, so folks, while we are waiting for you lot to write down your comments, and we are really appreciating the stuff that's coming through. So thank you, Jennifer. I think you've got some really amazing questions there. While we're doing that, we're actually just going to go on to a really quick competition, because I realize we're coming up to an hour, and we don't want to make this a really long thing because we'll be doing this often. If you like what we're doing, let us know, give us some feedback, and let us know that you want we were thinking by every fortnight, but if you want it once a week, let us know, because there's so many topics that we want to cover and we'd like your participation. Now, I want us to go over to the competition, and I think Danny's going to do an on-air competition. So if you want to add your friends now to enter into the competition, please do so. Okay. Oh, Marta, you made me disappear. Marta, bring me back. Marta, bring me back.
They want the competition.
We're going to for her competition. Let's go
no,
Danny for her competition.
I know, but I hadn't told them to add women so that they have a chance to win the gift, right? They have a chance to win the gift. And then I was going to move it over to Danny. Marta, we need to work on this one. So I'm going to pass it over to Danny. So Danny can take the floor. Okay, Marta, you can take it over to Danny now.
Hey everyone. So as Neelam said, we're going to do, I think there's actually a couple of competitions. The one that I'm going to discuss at the moment is we have some, when you go and join Lessons More, one of the events, we actually have like specific belts made for us. And we thought we'd do a little competition so that some of the ladies here watching us can actually win one for themselves. So while we're participating, sorry about that, while everybody's online, what we want you to do is we've got a quick question for you. Oh, there, I'm back again. The question is, so we want you ladies to name 5 small businesses or 5 Black businesses, basically. So we want you just send some messages in the comments. I'll keep an eye out, and then I will announce myself or Neelam will announce a winner during this live while we're still here before we go. And then one of you will win one of our belts. I think we do have a picture of it somewhere. So you will see that. Once we announce a winner, we will get you to contact us on Less is More Team with your name and your full address, and then we can get the belt to you. As you can see, this is our lovely purple belt that's not there anymore. It was there for a second.
What happened?
It happens. It happens. It's okay. It's all good.
It's okay. I can get mine out of the cupboard and I can do a demonstration.
No worries. So the prize is an ethnic printed belt, and postage and package will be paid for. All you need to do is put down in comments what is the 5, or at least name 5 small Black businesses that you are aware of to win the belt. So just 5 small Black businesses that you are aware of, and write them in comments. The first person to write at least 5 will get that belt. Oh, there it is.
I've got the right side.
I don't know which way I'm pointing.
Which way are we going? But yeah, ladies, please all send us some comments with what you know, the businesses that you know. We'll keep an eye, and then we'll announce a winner before the end.
We have some other comments coming in on the broadcast from our audience, so we'll keep this up here. You can send put comments in with Black-owned businesses that we want to support in your local areas. You can also email them in if you're not comfortable with that, or send them in private message. And Neelam and Danny will take care of getting whoever it was that won that belt. So let's see. Let's address some other comments. So we've got from me, one thing that I really look forward to when I go to a festival or social alone is some support from regulars there. In our own socials, when we see a new face, I, as a host, make sure to strike a conversation with the person and get them introduced to the dancers. Unfortunately, I haven't seen that happen in most socials I've been to in other cities and countries. Any comments on that? So I'll make my comment and then pass it on to the team. Even if I am just going for social dancing and not an instructor or performing or whatever, I always make it a point to try and seek it, because you can always tell who's new, who's feeling uncomfortable, and I always go and ask for a dance. So that's one way that you can break the ice. Or if you have other friends that are dancers, you can say, hey, why don't you go ask that person if you're noticing. But on the flip side, it's also up to us as participants of a social or of an event that we're going to put ourselves outside of our comfort zone and go and ask. Once you do that, it becomes much easier. And that's something that we all need to learn to do. It's not up to another person to come and ask us to dance. I know that culturally that may be different. It's uncomfortable, but you have to break out of that and take it upon yourself.
Awesome. Marta, thanks for that. I am going on. I'm just sending a message to everybody just in case. We're still working out stuff here on StreamYard. Okay, so what was the question, Marta? Can you repeat that? Who came up with that particular question?
It was a comment from one of our viewers. I believe, Amy, it might be one of your students, Harimi?
She's my partner, and she hosts the social. Yes,
yeah. So the comment was that when they host socials, that she goes and makes sure that she brings in new dancers. Comfortable.
Awesome.
But when she goes to other cities and countries to socials and events, that same thing does not occur.
I have to agree with what Harini is saying, because yes, in our socials we really make it a point to especially reach out to any new female faces that come into the crowd, and we just go talk to them and make them feel comfortable. She's really good at that. She's the one who does all the talking while I'm behind the console. But but I haven't. When I've gone to other cities, and even if I've had a better reception when there was a male or a guy who was hosting that party or socials than if there was a woman hosting the party or socials. Actually, that has happened. So unless I know them really well, but if not so well, if I've just dropped in. But yeah, I've got like a mixed experience in that. Some of the times we do get like a female DJ is hosting the party or anything, and she'll make an effort to come and walk up to you and talk to you. But sometimes it doesn't. So we really need to do that, because when we as party hosts or organizers or anything, we know, and like Martha said, that you make an effort to go and ask someone for a dance, because it's their first time, or it's the first time in the city, first time in the party. We really need to take that added initiative to be able to do that. I think women are really good at that, compared to a male host or a male organizer. So, and if we see a new female face in the crowd, then it really makes it even more easy. So we should do that more often, That's something which we could really use with.
Awesome. Thank you, Amrita. Harini, that's a night. Hello, firstly to you. It's lovely to see you with us. And thank you so much for your thoughts on what it is that you do. And I know that we were talking about women hating women, or whatever the case may be. And what we need to think about is how we internalize those thoughts and bring something very positive about. And when we set up Less is More, that was the idea. That was, when I talk about inclusivity, it's those kind of conversations. It's those things that you, as an artist or as a dancer or as a female DJ or as a female promoter, is bringing that in every time that you are working or you are out socially. And I think the more we practice that, the more we practice about bringing women together, you'll find that we are more successful together. And I've noticed that with Less is More is I've raised platforms for life coaches. I've raised the platform for new artists, and it brings joy. Like, really, honestly, like I am so happy when I see people's names are going out even further and further. They are now doing more work for. They're getting invited more to teach. We want to always encourage that, I think, for women, because, like I said, if we don't create that environment for them, we were always going to have the same old issues. And I think that's more of a burden to be against another woman than it is to then actually work with another woman. Okay?
Exactly.
So Harini, if that's what you do, girlfriend, you carry on doing that. And I am sorry if it doesn't happen for most of us when we're at another event. I think a lot of the time, most of the reasons why that tends to happen, excuse me, silly banana, I thought I put this on mute. A lot of time that tends to happen is that sometimes I go to another social event, and it's not necessary that I go there to make the intention of getting to know every woman there. It's impossible half the time. One, I could be teaching, and my focus is a lot on doing the workshops and then getting through at least a couple of hours of sleeping, and then knowing I have to get up the next day to do another workshop. So I can't always give my attention. But if I'm going, at least I'm giving a positive body language to say that, hey, I'm inviting you to come and talk to me. At least we can smile, we can exchange a hello. I think we need to start with those smaller things, to just say, I'm not here to hate you. I don't know, a lot of people will probably say I have a resting bitch face. Can I say that on live? So yeah, like maybe I think that's maybe that's what I have, and I'm not approachable. Others have said that perhaps I can be a little bit intimidating. 9 times out of 10, that's mainly guys. But guys, I'm not like that. I'm not an evil dragon you can always say hello to. So keep doing this. It's important. Debbie Wiggs, it's so lovely to have you with us. You say, I agree, boys can be an issue, not the whole issue, but between women, but contribute if the women let them be. A little bit stuck with what you're trying to tell me. Please, can you repeat that? I'm confused. Did anybody else understand what she's trying to say? Debbie, we love you. Please let us know what it is that you're trying to come across. And then Jennifer, have I met you, Jennifer? I will definitely be talking to you. Ladies, I need to love and leave you. Thank you so much. It's lovely to have you with us, Jennifer. We hope to see you again. We're running really short on time. We did say we want to make it an hour, so I'm going to pass it over to Marta, who's going to explain about volunteers, and then we will pass it over to Amrita, who will tell you. I think one of them two is going to do we need 100 subscribers. So I can't remember who's doing what. My brain has gone a fuzz, so I'm going to shut up and let them take over.
Okay, so I will talk about the volunteers. What we're looking for is we are looking for people that are interested and knowledgeable on social media to help us with our social media responsibilities. So if you're interested, go ahead and send us a message. It would be better if you sent us an email or a Facebook Messenger. That's totally fine. You can send it to the page, to myself, or to Neelam directly. But we want to make sure that you understand that this is kind of like a job. So even if you are volunteering, it's important that you take it seriously and that you understand the roles and responsibilities that go along with it. So that's my business hat on. And it's just really important, if we do I'm a perfectionist, and that's probably my biggest flaw. But we want to make sure that if you want to take on this responsibility, that we can count on you and we work together. This team has been formed over the past few months, and even though we've known each other for a really long time, we've noticed, who has strengths where, and we want to make sure that we share that knowledge with you, and that we also want to learn from other people that want to come in and volunteer. So at that, and we'll pass it on to Danny. Danny, were you talking about the 100 subscribers?
Okay, I'll go with it.
That's okay. That's okay. I think it was Amrita who was going to talk about the 100 subscribers or not. Okay, how about I do it? Is that all right? Shall I tell you?
Right.
No worries. Okay, I'll do this. So we are hoping to reach 100 subscribers. Please, it is for you to help us reach that 100 subscribers. And what we mean by subscribers is, if you go to our website, www.lessismorefoundation.com. Tick, 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 tick. It will be on the banner at the bottom. If you go on there, all you need to do is register your best email that we can contact you on. So we want 100 subscribers. Please help us reach that goal. Please share or get your friends to go on there and make us reach that 100 subscribers. There is also one wonderful thing that's come out of those 100 subscribers. We're not going to just do this. It's not just a win for us. It's also a win for you. And so when we get the first 100 subscribed, registered emails, we're going to put all of those names into a hat. And then at the next live, we are going to pop a name out. And pop two. Well, we're going to pop one name out that should hopefully have you and your friend's name on there, because what we want to do, or well, it'd be for your friend as well, is that person will get a free pass to the next Less is More. So 100 subscribers, we'll put all the names into a hat, take out one name, and you and your friend will get, you will get the free pass, but your friend will get, I think it was a half price. Okay.
Yeah.
So please, 100 subscribers, if you haven't done so already, go to lessismorefoundation.com. How was that, girl?
We'll be putting information on the event and location and things like that soon. But, you know, May is 11 months away. So we're 11 months away. Plenty of time to plan and put it on your calendar.
Oh, my God.
You scheduled. So.
Exactly. Can I don't want to seem like we're because it's now already an hour, but I just want to go back to Debbie Wiggs. Everybody, she's been a lot more clearer. So what Debbie Wiggs was saying is, if a woman lets boys cause issues between them, then there will be an issue if women give the boys permission. And I think the key thing in all of this, Debbie, is the word boy. The difference between a boy and a man, which I think Marta covered wonderfully well earlier on. So yeah, this is a very interesting topic about, and I've seen this, and I know Debbie has known me for years. We've had wonderful conversations in the past about women having arguments with themselves over a particular guy within the dance scene. Do we touch on that topic as a whole topic in live? If you want that, we can do that, but we need your feedback, because it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one.
For our viewers, if you guys have topics that you want us to address during our live sessions, you know, we can definitely plan so that we can bring other people on and have conversations about this. This is a really good platform to do that. Also, topics that would be interesting to you if you're going to be attending the Ladies at the Roundtable during Less is More next year. Give us those topics, because we spend a lot of time researching this and coming up with data and having guest speakers that are well versed on these different topics. So it's a great opportunity for you to get involved. And who knows, maybe we can have a special edition of Ladies at the Roundtable live from Lisbon next year. So
wonderful. And
I think that's past our hour. So we want to just invite all of you to please share the event, share the page, send us your questions, all four of us. You can follow us on Facebook. We all have Instagram. The Less is More Foundation has a website. So we want to make sure that you go to the website and subscribe, or just look at the information. There's a lot of information out there, and we just invite you to join us and participate.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yes, one last reminder to the question which Danny had is 5 small Black businesses that you can think of. You get a chance to win an African belt. So before we close, I was hoping to see some answers.
I seen there was one comment that said they like to be, I think, in the hair and beauty business. But that's all we've had. Ladies, where are you? Come at us with your answers.
Yes.
I think we just need to go to email as well. Maybe.
No worries. I think this is wonderful. Are we waiting for someone? Did we say? Are we waiting for someone to come on now and share a comment about the hairdressers or not?
No, that was one of the comments about the like businesses.
Okay. Well, I think we can safely say goodbye then. Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you folks, so you let us know. Give us the love, give us the support. We are literally women from different parts of the world right now, holding Less is More in Lisbon. We want you there. Let's all do the hearty thing. Danny, we do the heart thing here. And we leave you all with love. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Marta. Thank you, Amrita. Thank you, Danny. You've been absolutely wonderful. They are my pillars and my rock as we go forward the lessons more.
Thank
So
you,
thank you so
Annie,
much.
for trusting us, for including
Thank
us.
you for including us.
Okay.
And thank you,
Bye.
everyone, for joining.
Bye.
Bye.
Wear your masks outside.
Yeah.